Ferrari today made the official announcement of a new that was already known to everyone, so there was no need to wait until September 5th to announce Ferrari's new organizational structure. At 52 years old, with a degree in mechanical engineering and 18 years of experience in Formula One, having already worked with BMW Sauber and Mercedes, Loic Serra is now Ferrari's new technical director for the chassis area. The Frenchman joined the Maranello team in 2023 but will be operational starting October 1st due to gardening leave. He will work on the 2025 car. A Formula One team must have a strong, prepared, and cohesive team to win. A working group that provides the necessary stability to start a cycle, make it grow, and once mature, allow it to fight at the top. Continuous personnel changes are not at all functional to this type of objective. With the departure of Mattia Binotto and the arrival of Fred Vasseur, the loyalists of the bespectacled engineer have progressively left the headquarters of the Maranello team. Some by their own choice, others gently shown the door. In this scenario, working becomes a real ordeal, and it is also for this reason that, considering Ferrari's numbers, comparing the 2024 Formula One championship to that of 2023, praise must certainly go to the prancing horse. Starting off well, their goal was not to win the World Championship. However, as Fred Vasseur himself maintains, the idea of winning the constructors' title has not faded even at this stage of the F1 campaign. But what we are referring is the drivers' standings currently led by three-time Formula One world champion Max Verstappen ahead of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, the next round of the season. If the red team had not suffered a technical decline due to the aerodynamic updates introduced at the Circuit de Catalunya in the Spanish Grand Prix, caused by evaluation errors on the SF24 floor, Ferrari could have seriously competed with the Dutchman and McLaren's Lando Norris and challenged them for the Drivers' Championship this year. A real shame for this missed opportunity indeed. Perhaps with the cohesive group mentioned earlier, things could have been different. Yes, because when your technical director resigns and signs for another team, it means something went wrong. Enrico Cardile's decision did not come about in a few days. Canadian businessman Lawrence Stroll had been courting him for some time. The North American magnate convinced him with a dream project to arrive in 2026 super prepared, brand new facilities, an exclusive agreement with Honda for power unit supply, and the arrival of a certain Adrian Newey. All of this sprinkled with a multi-million-dollar deal and a true leadership position within the team. Enrico Cardile said yes, leaving the red team in the difficulties that arose under his management. The mere chronology of events tells this story. Nothing is permanent, especially in Formula One. Throughout the history of the top motorsport category, those involved have often switched teams. The intention, as always in these cases, is to strengthen one's position, convinced by enticing offers. This is the case with Loic Serra, who after several years spent within the Mercedes working group, chose to leave Brackley to move to the hills of Maranello. Strongly courted by the current Ferrari team principal, the Frenchman joins the red team. Scuderia Ferrari therefore officially appoints Loic Serra as technical director chassis. The French technician, born in 1972, as previously announced, will officially join the team starting from October 1st. In this new role, the French Formula One engineer will report directly to team principal Fred Vasseur. Loic Serra will oversee the chassis project engineering division, led by Fabio Montecchi, vehicle performance, led by Marco Adurno, aerodynamics, led by Diego Tondi, track engineering, led by Matteo Togninalli, and chassis operations, led by Diego Ioverno, who also retains the role of sporting director. The news was announced during the weekend of the Monza Grand Prix. It's a confirmation that finally becomes reality after the loss of Enrico Cardile. The former Mercedes engineer is a man of great technical expertise, particularly in tire performance within the aero-mechanical interaction of the car. His influence is already being felt. We've mentioned it several times because although the Frenchman theoretically cannot yet enter the headquarters of the Ferrari racing division, his directives for improving tire management have already been adopted by Ferrari. Under his leadership, the most successful F1 team in history wants to return to its former glory. John Elkann believes Loic Serra is the right man to lead the Italian team toward the much-desired goals. Although he has never held this position before, the know-how he gained at Mercedes will be invaluable. Starting from October 1st, we will see him in red at the pit wall. He is described as a top guy by Fred Vasseur himself, who has no doubts about his fellow countryman's future performance at the helm of the prancing horse. Adrian Newey will no longer be joining Ferrari. As we know, his long list of demands did not sit well with the Italian team. The legendary former Red Bull engineer will certainly bring success to the British team, namely Aston Martin, but let's not forget that he has also lost. He did so against Mercedes at the start of the turbo-hybrid era, for example, or when he was with McLaren and was defeated by the dominance of Michael Schumacher's Ferrari. The Maranello team preferred not to disrupt a certain balance, believing that the British designer's high demands would cause upheaval. It is not for us to judge whether this reasoning is correct or not. Moreover, it could well be that Adrian Newey, after evaluating the various offers, decided to join Aston Martin, finding it more suitable. The fact remains, returning to Ferrari, that Loic Serra's responsibility in the near future is immense. He will be the one to lead the technical group in the climb back to the top, something Maranello has been longing for over the past 16 long years. It remains to be seen how the team will be completed, as we know other key figures are expected in the coming months. Looking back at Loic Serra's profile, the French engineer studied in Aix-en-Provence and Paris. Right after university, in 1996, he was hired by Michelin, where he honed his knowledge of tires and suspensions over a decade. At the French multinational, Loic Serra met current Red Bull technical director Pierre Wache, whom he would later meet again when transitioning to a Formula One team in October 2006, when Loic Serra joined BMW Sauber as head of performance. In 2010, the French engineer moved to Mercedes, where he was one of the key figures in the team's 7-year championship-winning streak. Until January 2013, he was Chief Engineer Vehicle Engineering, from then until December 2018, Head of Vehicle Dynamics, and finally Performance Director. Loic Serra was the first major hiring of the Fred Vasseur era at Ferrari, a period marked by notable departures, with Mattia Binotto, Laurent Mekies, and David Sanchez quickly followed, heading to Red Bull and McLaren respectively. The new technical director's arrival preceded that of Lewis Hamilton by 6 months, who will rejoin him at Maranello starting in January 2025. Loic Serra therefore replaces Italian aerodynamicist Enrico Cardile, the last major figure to leave Ferrari and head to Aston Martin. The French team principal of Ferrari had hinted that a new face from outside would arrive in Maranello, but instead he placed his trust in a fellow countryman who had already been officially confirmed earlier this summer as a new addition to the team, alongside deputy team principal Jerome D'Ambrosio. Loic Serra is therefore the technician assuming a role he has never held in his career, but he has the full confidence of the team principal. Fred Vasseur took his time to assign new responsibilities and functions to a highly experienced team, with salary adjustments, given that several technicians from this staff received important offers from rival teams, but chose to stay at Maranello.